Well, 2018, it was fun, but it's time for us to part ways. I do have plans for the channel in 2019. So, let's talk about it. Hello again, my wonderful subscribers. It's great to see you. And for anyone that's new to the channel, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. During the holidays and the last couple weeks, I was pondering and thinking, okay, my channel's been doing okay, and yet I don't feel fulfilled at the content I've been pushing out. For those that have been subscribed to me for a very long time, everyone knows I'm pretty much just a voice impressionist. However, the last year, I finally started to pursue my passion, which was to be a voice actor. It's what I've wanted to be for the longest time, and now that I'm actually doing it, I have great fulfillment and joy from it. Yet, when I tried to transfer this to YouTube, it was tough because my identity was just being an impressionist. I took a year off before I actually came back a few months ago, and it really did hurt the channel's growth because people either forgot I existed or my content was just old school, don't care about it, I like the new stuff. So during the holidays, I really was thinking about, okay, I'm doing a lot more voice impression content like I used to be doing, people are liking it, and yet, for me, this last few weeks, it's really been hard for me to continue doing it. Just let me explain. 3 years ago when I started the channel, I just had it as a hobby where I would mimic other voices. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great party trick. And, I was like, okay, well, YouTube was also different back then. And I thought I should be able to gain a lot of traction as long as I do something that other voice impressionists might not be doing, which was people either covering a show or, covering a song that no one had done in characters that probably would sound fun for the average viewer. And for a handful of videos, it really did work. Some of my videos have gotten over 300,000 views, which is still incredible to me. And yet, those videos that got all those views were videos I had no fun making because it was content that I personally would never make, but it's what the subscribers wanted. So, of course, I did what they asked for to make them happy, and it did get a lot of traction. But for me as a creator, I don't feel fulfilled from it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Don't get me wrong. When I started a YouTube channel, it was because I wanted to be creative, I wanted to express myself, and I wanted to see if I could take this hobby to be something greater. But really, the most important reason why I started one is because I wanted to have an audience. I wanted to find people and create a sense of community because most of my life, I either had very few friends or, I just always kept to myself. And the loneliness does take a toll on you. So I thought the internet is the best source to meet all kinds of people that you have personal, similar interests with all over the globe. It really is fun when you put a video out. But for me, the greatest feeling ever is when I get feedback from people or people that have questions for me, and they're just like, I love the content, these are things I'd like you to do. And people, I'd actually have small conversations with. And really, that really was what made me keep going on the channel. Now we fast forward to the end of 2018, and I'm still doing the same similar niche type content, experimenting with it, seeing where I could take it. And I do get some traction from it. Some people do come for it, but for the overall sense and success of how the videos are marketing, I personally feel not only they're not doing well enough, but, for a lot of the work I'm putting into here, and it's initially some of the stuff I don't necessarily agree with, it's hard for me to feel completely content with it. And here's what I mean by this. It's great to have a talent, but for me as a voice artist or any type of creator whatsoever, I am an artist. And when I'm well known for mimicking other people's work, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. What is so original about me? Okay, I took someone's character and I put them in a song or in a video game or made a trailer, whatever that reason is. Sure, it's a fun, quick laugh idea, but for the long run, I want to be well known for something that I created myself as a whole. My overall dream, obviously, is to be in animation and make characters come to life. That's the end game goal, even in video games, of course. But that's a long road, and I know that'll take time with practice and just keeping to audition and, work with my vocal coach and things like that. So again, I'm in no rush to do that. Right now, what I find joy and practice in is YouTube. It's tough for me to say this, but I don't want my channel just to be known as a voice impressionist anymore. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying it's gone, but instead of it being 100% of my content, I'd rather it be 50% or maybe even a little less. It is tough to keep coming up with different impressions on a weekly basis because, as any impressionist knows, you can't do all voices. And it's tough when someone gives you an idea, whether it's a show, a movie that has different characters in it, and you may be good at some of the side characters, but if you can't do the main character, well then, why even do it? It's not going to be as enjoyable. In the last 2 months, I've dropped at least 8 or 10 projects. I spent hours on them and I just threw them away because in the long run, I knew that it was not my best foot forward. It wasn't something I was completely comfortable with, even though I knew it was a good idea. So for the better of you guys and the channel, I, just learned it as a lesson learned and I worked on something else. Something I absolutely love doing, and it's not necessarily something I've done a lot in this channel, is I love to review and critique different content. It could be video games, it could be anime, it could be movies. And by the way, for those that know me in real life, I am a huge movie buff. I absolutely love films. I don't just watch it and say, oh, it was nice. No, I'm the guy where if I do find it enjoyable, I am going to research the history about it, the cast, special effects, the Foley crew. I mean, things that I was just like, okay, this is what you threw in here to make you stand out, make you unique, and makes people be like, oh yeah, I would totally watch this again. I love expressing my opinion on subject matter. We live in a time and age where people have to think twice or are afraid to say anything because they're afraid of the backlash or people that just can't agree with you, and they make it a bigger issue than it really needs to be than just saying, yeah, I don't agree with you, but I can still be respectful. I am by no means afraid to express my opinion when people ask for my opinion on whether it's media or different types of content where people have controversial opinions on. And Star Wars is a perfect one. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Love everything about it. Last Jedi? Didn't like it at all. Sorry. It wouldn't even just be films. It would also be other YouTube content, even other YouTube channels possibly. If anyone loves an outside opinion, I am more than happy to give it to you. I don't just check for visuals. I check for audio. I check for creativity, originality, how much personality you put inside of it. I've been told multiple times by different people that they're like, I would love to see you more in the content. I don't necessarily want to just see you mimicking voices. It's fun, but the reason people are coming to your channel really is because of you. And all this time, I never really thought of that. Now, for some of you guys who have just been with me because of the voices and you're hearing this, I'm sorry. I really am. But for me to keep going and doing this, which takes a lot of time out of my day, I want to make content that makes me happy. I want to have a channel where I actually have a community. If I just make a bunch of content and I'm not getting any feedback, no one's talking, things like that, it doesn't feel as fun for me. That's just how I feel about it. Keep in mind, I'm never going to drop the channel. It's not what I'm saying. If, some videos are going to be a hit and miss. That's just how it is with the creative process, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But moving on into 2019, I want it to be based around David Stylz, not necessarily the side hobby / talent I've had for the last few years. I want to be more creative. I want to be more expressive, be more of a personality. I want to be not just a creator, but I want to be your friend. You never see inappropriate content or profanity on my channel because it's something I truly just don't believe in when you try to become any type of public figure. Could I have grown fast if I had done that? Oh, easily, absolutely, if I threw in more adult-rated content. But for me, I'm not comfortable about it. I think there is an audience for that. I enjoy content like that, but for me personally, for the end goal of what I am trying to represent and create, it is not in the best interest for me or my audience. With all that said, and with 2019 approaching, this is the new direction I'm gonna go with my channel. You're still gonna see voice impression content, but it's not gonna be the main focal point of the channel anymore. I will be doing reviews, feedback, comparisons, even just sitting down one-on-one with you guys, discussing different subject matter. As always, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and listen to what I have to say. I do see a future for this channel, And I do truly believe that this new direction is what I am meant to do on this platform. As always, guys, if you have any suggestions or questions for me regarding future content or any ideas, I'm always here to listen and respond to as many of you as I possibly can, because that's what I love about this. I hope you all have a safe and wonderful Happy New Year, and I can't wait to see you guys in the future. I love y'all. Take care.